Welcome to the Mole Confidential Season 3, Episode 7.
All right, we're back. We have Kama, Giz, Danny, Piper, Extra, Ross, and myself. So we're here to talk about all things Mole from Episode 7. Now, first off, we had somebody want to know if we were playing on hardcore difficulty, and they were talking about the pit and the death, and we had 2 deaths in one of our previous eliminations, but that was only because Mr. Zodiac was a bad player, bad boy, and he fell into the pit when he's not supposed to. We warned all the players to stay away from the edges and don't fall in, but he did fall in. Now, obviously, the death messages are customized. When a player dies on fire, it puts up that message. Player has died, a victim of the mole. So it said it twice, but Mr. Zodiac was not actually eliminated. He just fell in when he wasn't supposed to. Sadly for him, the next episode, he went. So maybe he saw his future and just wanted to go early. Some have wanted to see the pit. Well, here it is. You can see it's just a drop down into fire. So as soon as you land down here, it's only a matter of time before you die. And if you've looked at some of the pictures from some of the early episodes, you'll see that some of our camera people got some pictures of the players actually burning to their deaths down here. So no drop all the way to bedrock, no fall that's far enough to kill you, literally just a drop that'll do some damage to get your health pretty low, but then the fire will finish you off really quick. We didn't want to have a situation where the player falls and we hear, overtime.
Oh, Danny.
And there are no custom death messages on this server, so that's why it doesn't say a victim of the mole. All right. Piper has our next 2 subjects, so I will turn it over to her.
We had a couple of comments saying Belbuzz is being tough with the challenges. There were 4 other helpers this year, so it wasn't just Belbuzz, it was all of us. But we kind of wanted to do we wanted to be evil this year. So everything's a lot darker, as you can see. We've got a fiery pit, it's dark wood. It's really good. So yeah, it was all of us. We've all tested the challenges. They weren't too tough. We could all do it, but you had to work as a team, or it could be that the mole has been a good mole and has, influenced some people and maybe made it tougher for them. Who knows? Another comment was that there were 78 diamonds, and somebody said nobody got 78 diamonds. Well, if you look very closely in the episode, the mole got 78 diamonds. So along with the challenges being too tough, some people are saying that the questions were too tough. The questions aren't too tough because all the players have to make notes, and there's lots of opportunities to make notes. We pause through the challenges. There's opportunity at the end. Belbuzz says, feel free to explore. So they have time to, collect their thoughts. They have time to look around, see if there's any messages from the mole, that kind of thing. So it's not too tough. They need to take notes. You need to take notes to survive. And somebody else asked how many notes did players write over the last 2 series. Well, as a player and as a mole, I wrote quite a lot of notes. Season 1, obviously being the mole, I wrote quite a lot of things of how to kind of make it so that other people could potentially be the mole and to pass comment on a few things other people had said or done. And then as a player, I wrote tons of notes, just recording everything, what people are doing, how they're saying things, that kind of thing.
So for some reason, there was a comment saying that Mario is the mole on the latest episode, even though he was eliminated a few episodes ago. He is not the mole. He's been eliminated, so he's not the mole. Sorry, guys.
Okay, and next up is Kama.
So people have noticed that in the second challenge, the teleporter is broken and asking why that is. And The reason behind that is so the players could not escape from there again. And in the confidentials, the teleport is broken, so the link to the actual challenges isn't there anymore. It gets broken every time.
All right, and Danny has the last one.
Right. People have been asking, do we tell them all the answers to that each player gave for the question and the elimination? And we don't, because the answers that players give is immaterial for what the mole is doing. He or she doesn't need to know what the answers that the players are given, just because he needs to do his own thing, pretty much.
All right, so we are here at Challenge 13. Now, this was Piper's challenge, so she's going to talk about it.
Basically, this is a challenge which was actually on one of the episodes on the TV series The Mole, and the players, had to answer questions and run up and down the cliff, and so it was quite tough actually changing it suitable for the mole. I also flew around trying to find like an evil area, and I came upon this massive mushroom biome, which I thought was quite impressive. And I loved the actual texture, and I thought that's quite evil looking with all the grey and the bits floating out of it. So yeah, then we had to place all these ladders everywhere, which took a while to do.
I remember
that. And then I had to come up with the quiz questions. And I think a few people commented saying that the quiz questions were really hard. But the players, as we mentioned before, they write lots and lots of notes. And all the notes were relevant to questions in the past. So in theory, they had all the answers written down if they've been making correct notes. And we did have loads of questions that we came up with. We all, said if they were too easy, too hard. So we came up with some ones we thought were, relevant and kind of medium difficulty. Because you can't have it too easy, you can't have it too hard. It's just got to be a balance. But yeah, I really liked doing this one. I like all the ladders. I think it's different, and I think it worked quite well.
And just to make a note too, when we get to the reunion episode after we've crowned a mole and crowned the final survivor, it'll be interesting to talk to the players just to see how they took notes. How well they did. I mean, I'm sure there are some players who figure that they have a pretty good memory and they don't take as many notes. And I'm sure there's some people who took a lot of notes. So it'll be interesting to see when it comes to the whole note process, the players who went further, did they take notes or, vice versa, or how did it really play out? All right, so we are here, Chow 14, The Escape. Now, this was Giz's challenge, so Giz, take it away.
So this challenge was kind of based on a series that we've done called The Escape, and it's where we escape from Bedrock to basically Minecraft area, open area. So I wanted to kind of incorporate that as a challenge in the mole. So obviously we start here at the bottom, the chests have the diamonds in, and the players proceed from here. So at like each kind of checkpoint area, there's a left and a right way to go. One way leads to a dead end, the other leads to the continuing path, basically. So I don't know which way you want to go first. If you want to see all the wrong ways and then do the right way, or
whatever you want to do.
We can just go wrong way, then right way, then wrong way, then right way. So this is the first wrong place that the players actually went, which made me very happy because I was quite concerned that the players would just go the right way the entire time. So I was glad they came this way. And I was a bit sneaky, adding little traps and stuff like a lava pit here. I think one of the players mentioned that as well, which made me laugh. And they got to here, and then they obviously realised it was a dead end. Because obviously the point of this challenge was that it was timed as well. So I wanted to make it where the players could go wrong, and if they went wrong, obviously that burnt into their overall time. Then over here. Gotta love the big lava pit here. This is actually something the players didn't actually fall for, but I think Piper, did you fall for it at one point when I showed you it? When we ran through it testing?
Yeah.
And you fell into this hole here as you were running. But none of the players actually did that, sadly. But they almost did.
Quite a fool.
And this is the next wrong way. This is quite hard. Lots of little fire pits to fall into. And then it gets really tight up here. But I don't think the players came this way. Which saddened me.
Yeah, I had to test all this out. You can tell I was not happy about the parkour bits that you were about to see.
Yeah, I think I made it a bit more harder as well. I had to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I was like, this is too hard, this is too hard. And I'm sure there's a bit further on where I told you just to get rid of it completely.
Yeah. I think, was it this bit?
No, it's up here, after the ladder parkour bit.
I think there was more in here as well that I covered up because it was just too hard. Then this is the ladder bit. Gotta love a bit of parkour. Love parkour me.
Mm-hmm.
I love their reaction as well when they saw it was parkour. They were like, "Oh, it's parkour."
This is
I think this is the secret little place that was blocked off.
No, that's and this is another one. I was meaning one round here. I think. Oh.
So yeah, for our challenges, I mean, obviously, like we mentioned, we do run them to a certain extent, but it is hard to know exactly how the players are going to react to the challenges and how they're going to face them. Oh, this is what made me laugh so much. I'm so glad this worked.
And there were like 10 times more cobwebs around in the original version of this.
So here is the death pit, as it's been known to be called, that one of the players unwittingly fell into. I think I originally actually had it starting down the bottom near here. Yeah, so for the cobwebs, I had to obviously make sure, because if a player falls into a confined cobweb, they cannot actually jump out. So we had to make sure that all the cobwebs had an area the player could walk out of, like this, and then move along to jump out of it. So that was kind of annoying after I realised that cobwebs were a bit tricky, but I wanted to keep them in.
Yeah.
And then up here...
I think it was by this torch here.
Oh yes, yes, I had a maze type thing. I think it was up here.
Is it further up?
It's actually here, yeah. It's actually
Oh yeah. There was a whole maze as well for them to do, and I was like, this is like too much. And fire pits.
Yeah, lots of fire pits in this maze. But I wanted to make it challenging.
Players. I did make it easier for you. Oh, this bit was terrible. Like, all this part was covered up in cobwebs up here.
Oh yeah, there was just loads of cobwebs. There was literally one place to go through it, and it was... I think in retrospect, I could have left a bit more in. But I think the challenge overall, I think it worked really well.
Yeah.
Then obviously this is the climb, which leads into the reveal of the mansion.
I thought that was really cool.
I had this trapdoor here since the mansion was first built.
Yeah, and I didn't realise that...
None of us knew what it was for.
I noticed it during one evening that we were filming, and I was like, what's that?
I just wanted there to be like a kind of mystery to it. I think me and Boz spoke one night about like a mystery type thing.
Yeah, I mean, the trapdoor was there before there was ever even an idea of a challenge to use it or reveal it.
Yeah, but I always wanted to come back to it at some point, and then I built that challenge under it. And obviously it leads up here. Obviously this area was blocked off, so the players only had one way to go. Because once they pretty much got through the tunnel, basically they had kind of won in a way. So if we go to the actual top area, the prison. Obviously, you hear the players say that their bedrooms are blocked off with bedrock, because I didn't want the players to messing around in the bedrooms. Then obviously, this door was always here, but it was blocked off on the opposite side with the wool. And so all throughout the season, players had been behind the scenes guessing at what it could be. I think there was a whole mystery about a ghost or something, or
Yeah.
so that was really like entertaining for me to hear. And then obviously they were excited when they finally knew what was behind it, and it was prison.
And there were cells here to capture any players that died during the challenge, and we had the one player who actually died, but there was room for others.
Yeah, there was room for every single player. But yeah, I think overall this challenge came out really well, and I think the players enjoyed it. I hope they did.
I liked how you incorporated a mansion into it. That was really good.
All right, so here we have a sneak peek at one of our next challenges. What could it be?
Ooh.
All right, so we are in the eliminated room of the mole's previous victim, which is Tech. And let's see the message. Tech managed to ramble from the cave, but still the fiery pit to him I gave. Love the mole. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Burn.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to reveal to you who you guys thought was the mole after episode 6 aired. So, as of the airing of episode 6, right before episode 7 went live, you guys think Kama is the mole.
Ooh.
Right or wrong, you have to wait and see. All right, and lastly, and here it goes. Prepare yourself. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Take it, Giz.
The mole comment of the week.
All right, the mole comment of the week comes from Juggalog Bus 17, and he says,
The best way to watch the mole, McDonald's quarter pounder and a Sprite. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
No endorsements there at all to
No
McDonald's.
endorsements.
yes, we don't officially endorse McDonald's unless they choose to give us lots of money, in which case McDonald's is the best food ever. All right, so that wraps up this episode of Mole Confidential. Stay tuned this Friday for the next episode where we will be down to our final 3 when that episode ends. So
Ooh.
if you guys want to say goodbye, we will head out.
Bye.
Bye. Melon.
Pig.
Bye.
Pig.